Does your Corvette's clutch system have you down? Well, stick around. I'm gonna explain everything. Alright, what's up guys? So, if you follow the channel, as you know, I'm taking all my exhaust out to do a proper wrap or ceramic coat. I haven't even decided yet, and I'm getting this thing out today. While I have it out, I thought it'd be fun to take the little clutch inspection window off. I don't even know what clutch is in here. I have no idea. I don't really know the history of this car prior to me getting it. I know I've replaced almost everything. With that being said, I'm going to go through the entire anatomy of the C5 clutch system. This applies almost directly to the C6, and I'd say 70% of it to the C7 as well. I'll take you below, show you where the clutch is if you don't know, why it's kind of a pain to get to replace it, how the hydraulics work, where the slave is, where the master is, why the master sucks. I'll explain that to you as well, and help you troubleshoot any problems you're having with your clutch system. This will give you a better understanding of exactly how it works, and also while we're in there, I'll show you exactly how to install a remote bleeder, which if you ever have your exhaust out on a C5 or C6 or C7, I highly recommend doing this, and I'll show you exactly where it goes and how to do that if you want to. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all my exhaust system, my header and stuff. I won't film that because it's very uneventful and very intuitive to do, but once you get all that taken apart, I'll take you into the car and we'll start looking at all the clutch components. Alright, so I just got my entire exhaust system out, well, minus my driver's side long tube. It's kind of a boner, and I learned the hard way I need taller jack stands to get that one out, but that's for another video. Regardless, I was able to get to the clutch window, look at that guy, all that good stuff. Now, there's four main components to a C5, C6, C7 clutch system. Pretty much any car, really. You're going to have your master cylinder, which connects directly to your pedal. That's going to connect to your slave cylinder, which connects directly to your clutch. I guess your clutch would be your third component, and then fourth would be your hydraulic system, connecting all of those guys together. Now, the Achilles heel to the C5, especially Corvette, is just its lackluster master cylinder. It's not very fortified. It's made of plastic. It's got a really small bore, so it's not pushing a lot of hydraulics. A lot of guys, myself included, will upgrade to the TIC master cylinder, which has a bigger bore. It's more fortified. It's more stout. Less room for failure in the future, and it pushes hydraulics much more efficiently. And when you have much more efficient hydraulics pushing your piston master cylinder, is going to be a lot more efficient on your slave disengaging the clutch. Now I'm going to walk you over to where the master cylinder is, where you can find that guy. I'll show you all the plumbing, the hydraulics go down to the slave, and then I'll show you the clutch, and I'll show you where GM says you're supposed to bleed these things, but where you can actually install a remote bleeder if you ever have the entire exhaust system off, which I highly recommend. And I'll pretty much show you why doing a clutch job on this platform specifically is really a boner. The clutch itself, once you get to it, not a hard job. It's everything that goes along with it. It just makes it a nightmare. Alright, so let's go over to the car and I'll show you the master cylinder. Alright, as you can see, I tore everything apart. I thought I could be slick and take out my headers through the top on the driver. I tried everything I cannot. I got to push them through the bottom, but I need about 5 more inches of height to clear it, but whatever. I'll get to that later today. So for this video, right in the middle of your screen there, so I'll focus on it, that is your master cylinder that connects directly to your pedal. To install that, it's not terribly hard. You got to go in from right back here. There's actually an access panel with a bunch of little screws, and then you can get to it, and then you got to fumble around down in the footwell, but it's not a terrible job to do. But yeah, that guy is the TIC master cylinder. Highly recommend that. As you can see, the hydraulic line coming out of that connects directly to your slave. Now, while I have you up here, it's so dirty up here. I need to detail this when I'm finished. This is my remote bleeder right there. This connects directly to my slave on a secondary port, which again, I will show you in 1 second. This makes bleeding the clutch a super easy 2-minute job. Game changer. And again, if you ever have your entire exhaust system out, throw one of these damn things in. It'll totally change your life. Okay, under the car here. Now, I was kind of shocked to see that this looks like a stock OEM replacement. I am fairly certain this is not original with 98,000 miles on it. The slave cylinder looks pretty new. It's got a stamped, you can't see it on here, but it's got a stamped part number. I think it's newer. So I'd imagine they did that with the clutch. These things corrode really easily. They oxidize, so it might even be that old. As far as clutch meat, I got it okay amount. You can see it there. Now, what I said with the line that feeds your slave right there, which is this guy right here, that goes up right in there, if you can see it. Now, if you look right above that, that second braid, that's where my bleeder attaches to. And if you want to do that with the exhaust off, you got to take this entire tunnel plate off, something like 45 screws or something, and then you can reach your hand up there and attach it. GM really expects you to bleed this thing by taking your entire exhaust off. It's pretty ridiculous. So a bleeder is definitely recommended in this deal. I got a little video I'll put right here, talk over it while I do this. But once you push the clutch in, it engages the slave. That spring, it's kind of spring loaded, and it overcomes the power of the spring with the hydraulics, therefore pushing the forks in, the fingers on the clutch plate, and then that disengages your clutch from the flywheel, and that's pretty much how it works. And when you have a lazy master cylinder, it just doesn't disengage as well, or it just, the hydraulics itself will just kind of shit themselves inside of it, and the pedal just won't return. And a lot of guys will just get frustrated and they'll throw in the Tick Master, and that 99% of the time will fix your problem. Now, why this job is so stupid is because it's not just this component you got to remove. You got to remove the entire tunnel plate, the entire torque tube, which is about 4.5 feet long. You also got to remove your transmission, your rear end, and your entire cradle. You got to drop all of that, disengage this right there, and disengage this right here, and then move it all back out of the way, and then you can do your clutch job. So can you do it in a day? If you're really proficient at it, probably. If it's your first time doing it, you're in for probably a couple day fight, most likely. I think my clutch is okay. If you follow my channel, it's been acting weird. It just kind of fixed itself. I'm still not sure if it's a clutch issue, a transmission issue, I don't know, but it's working fine now. So I just wanted to see what kind of clutch I was dealing with. It looks like a spec OE replacement, which is fine. I'm not pushing a lot of power. But yeah, so the rest of the day, I gotta go get taller jack stands, get this thing a little higher, so I can get this guy out of there. And I gotta take all that wrap off, do a proper coating on it, and then yeah, put this guy back in, make it all pretty. I don't know if I'll film it. I might film it. And also, while you're in here, it's also advantageous to check around your seals. Unless my phone's too hot for video, but I had no leaks or anything. Not one drop of any fluid in my entire system, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, if you're curious about a C5, C6, C7 clutch situation, that's in a nutshell how it works. Why it's not necessarily the worst job in the world to do. It's very doable. It's just, if you break it up in a bunch of little jobs, it's not too bad. But at face value, yeah, it kind of sucks. Even getting the stupid headers off on the C5 platform is a total pain in the ass. Alright guys, I hope you guys found this informative. If you had clutch issues or just curious how the clutch works in a C5, well, there you go. Any questions, feel free to ask, and I'm here to answer whatever questions you got, and I'll answer them the best I can. Alright, you guys go have a good weekend. I'll catch you guys next time. Mark out.